Hey scholars, so tell me, who can decode what I just said? If you thought what I said was, hey scholars, welcome to week 3 of expanded learning activity, you thought right, or you got close to that, that's good enough for me. Trust you've been having a good one, and welcome to week 3 of expanded learning activity. Before we go any further, let's run a quick revision on what we learned last week. So, what we did was alphabets. I know it was a bit challenging for some. It will take some time to get used to. So let's run it real quick. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. All right, so for today, we're going to take it a little bit further, take it up a notch. And before we go any further, just take a minute, check this video out. Did you even think about all of those, or were you somewhat familiar with some of these? Let me know in your reflection for this week. So, I'm gonna just give you a little bit more on the do's and the don'ts, or how to set yourself up when next practicing this. So, by the time we're finished here, you should be pros. I have no doubt in that. When practicing, what we should do, if you're right handed, that should be your dominant hand. That should be the hand that you sign with. So, my name, yeah, I'm using my right hand because that's my dominant hand. If you're left handed, you would use your left hand. It's fine, it's okay. You use your left hand because that's what strongest, that's what speaks out to you, that's what you use to communicate. And we need to make sure that, I cannot stress this enough, facial expressions is really important. I know for me, sometimes you're like, wait, what is Mr. Henry saying? What is he trying to say? You know? So I'm even working on that. Even though I've been signing for years, I'm still working on that. I'm brushing up because I had given up sign for a very long time. But we're in this together, right? We're committed to doing this. So remember how I mentioned that we're using a box. We're all like boxed in. So when we're signing, make sure our hands are not all the way up here. We're blocking our face because remember, we also use our face to communicate. So in doing that, let's be a bit more mindful with it. So we keep it here and our palms is in the right direction and not be like, oh, hey, my name. We cannot do that, right? Exactly. So let's be mindful of that when conversing next time. So in all of this, we also want to make sure that we have a continuous flow. We don't want to be too fast, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like, we don't want to do all that. We don't want to do all that. What we want to do is make sure we're at the right pace, so we're not going too fast and not too slow. We can use ourselves to gauge this. So like if we're having a conversation, you don't want me to be going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, M. I'm confusing you, right? Or if I go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, getting boring. You're not interested, right? So that's like, keep it minimal. So, hi, my name, Jinoye. Pretty much. Yeah, that's how you work it. That's how we go. So, let's keep that in mind when we're working next time. And I'm sure I cannot wait to see the amazing job that you're about to do. But let's keep it pushing. When finger spelling, there are a few words that if we have like two of the same letters, we don't just be like, oh, say it's AA, so it's like A. No, you have to be able to differentiate between those. So, example, I'm spelling book. B-O-O-K. We could do that. Or B-O. So, we want to just be careful with our bounds when we need to use them. It needs to be quite subtle. Not that obvious. Not like subtle. So, like for me, I just simply moved over one, and I kept it pushing. So, next week we will have a guest, and she'll be able to go a little bit deeper with us. So, stay tuned for next week. I know it seemed a little challenging. Work with me. We'll get it. We're in this together. Remember, we're all in this together. So, let's do that. But today I'm going to introduce you to at least 15 words that you could actually start to develop a conversation with or use when you're having a conversation. Because remember, the goal is to be able to have conversations, effective conversations, using signs. Today, like now, today, or today. Either way, easy. No, like I want it now, today, now, this moment, now. Next word is have. Have. That we have that. So we have that. Or that we have. Live. Life, live. Good, bad, good, bad. We already mentioned sorry or how. And I know a few of you may be able to relate this or make a connection with that. I think it's a GIF or a GIF, however you say it, GIF. Like, what? Huh? Pretty much. So the last two that I'm going to use for now is, because we all love this, food. So we're literally putting food, it's the act of putting food in our mouth. Food. And like our favorite food. So now what we're going to do is take a minute, go over those words to yourselves. We're gonna go over them and just get ourselves acclimated with them. Okay, so we're going to touch on go a little bit further, just a little bit more, with our conversations. So we're going to just go just a little bit, where we are going to just look at how sentences or conversations are structured in it. It's a bit different from our normal conversation. It's normally like the question goes at the other end of that. So pay attention to this video and we'll come right back. And then we're about to wrap up. Remember, don't stress it. We're just getting ourselves acclimated, right?
Hi, pointing to yourself. Learn. It's like you're taking information from a book and putting it into your head. and then sign. I'm learning sign. So now we're going to talk about some questions you can ask when you're meeting someone. First, what's your name? It's important to note that since these are questions, our question words are going to go at the end of our sentence. So instead of what's your name, we're going to say your name what. So it'll look like this. Your flat palm towards the person you're talking to. Name what. Remember that if you're asking a question, you want to lean forward, your eyebrows should come down since you are expecting an actual response. So now we're going to talk about where are you from, how to sign that. So you're going to point you from. So remember, the moving finger is always going to be from your dominant hand. This one is going to pull directly from your non-dominant index finger. So you from where? All this is your index finger moving from side to side. Where? You from where? Where are you from? Our next one is how are you? This is our exception to the rule that all question words go at the end of your sentence. Here, it's one fluid motion. That's why it can be an exception. How are you? How are you? So both fists together, your dominant hand moves out to you. How are you?
Interesting, right? I thought so. So, I'm gonna ask you, remember this word that we learned earlier? It's right? You remember that? So, your favorite food? What? So, we'll stop right there and we'll pick up next week. I have some sentences for you. You're going to record yourself asking these questions to your family member. Whoever's in your household, you can just practice with them. I'm going to also provide a link where you can go type a word in and it will demonstrate the sign for you. So that way you can actually practice this, get some time in it, and I promise you, it will be worth it. And remember, we're all in this together. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being a real trooper. And until next time, stay equitastic, stay on task, and as always, stay safe. See you next week.